Hello, my funky air signs. How are you going? I just did the water reading and it spun me out. So I'm wondering, bear with me, what the air signs are going to throw my way. I've got this strange setup at the moment and I'm not quite sure where I'm at. So anyway, bear with me. How has your first half of September gone? Oh, bit of toing and froing, weighing things up. Couple of issues in the heart area. Oh, looks like it's coming out okay. Nicely done. Oh, jeez. Oh, but because of hard work, of course. Or maybe you're going to use that 10 of Cups and reinvest it. But that 10 of Cups is beautiful. So I'm guessing the balancing of things out. Look at that. Look at that. That. Oh my goodness. I love symmetry. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. As you can see, this time I'm shuffling on camera. And you could probably also see why I didn't before, because it takes a long time for them to come out. I've noticed that similarities in not just mind reading, but the readings I've been watching. And September has just been a kick-ass month for, you know, bringing the deep, dark uglies to light. I call them uglies because they're not really, but it's, you know, the parts we don't want to look at, the things that we have either blocked or worked really hard at to forget. That's looking pretty beautiful. Let's see if there's any more. I'm using the White Sage Tarot today, and I really love it because it includes so many different elements, and it uses the chakra correlations, so it really tells a lovely story. Oh, so we've had some kind of ending there. I'd say with the full moon, man, that full moon, that Pisces full moon. Can you see that? Yes, death, ending. But I love this card because even though it's an ending, there's a light at the end of that tunnel. So one cycle has ended and another one has begun with that full moon. And with the new cycle, it's given you a bit of a, in most decks, it's a weighing up of options. It's an indecision card. But in this one, it's so balanced and so even and so heart-centered. I'd say it's a very grounded union that's come out of that death. A big shake-up of some kind has now, whatever that old cycle was, that had you in the dark, it's done. And it's bringing you into a beautiful situation. Now, I don't see this as the usual 10 of Cups, you know, the rainbows and butterflies and fairy pixies with unicorns all coming true. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind that 10 of Cups. However, in this case, I don't think it is. I just think it's enough love for everybody. You've found the balance. And see, this is all the chakras aligned. And you've found that no matter how many cups you're pouring into, you've always got more. It's an endless supply. You've realized now that love doesn't have to, it's not like the Four of Pentacles where you're holding on for dear life, or, you know, where you think there's only a certain amount. You've realized after the loss of this that it's, you have an abundance of it, whether you're receiving it or whether you're giving it. I think what this has done is open your heart to allow you to be more balanced, and therefore be braver in giving love, and you're prepared to keep working on this. I'd say you've been working on it for a while now, but you're really going to put in, I think this is giving you the boost that you've needed to really keep going. And with that comes an offer. And now this is the Knight of Cups, so it's slightly better at offering love than is the Page, but it's still an offer, and it's still a guarded offer. It's a tentative offer. Now, this could be coming from a Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio, but it could just be someone who's learning to feel their emotions more and still a bit wary, still got some of the old armor on, but is more open to seeing the possibilities. And I love this. They're facing the Page of Wands, and in this card, the Page is a beautiful little bird, but it looks like it's been crying. And so a page is a younger person, not necessarily, but young in probably drive, self-worth, inner passion, bravery and action. Wands is bravery and action. So I think this pair is a cute little couple, because it's like maybe they were the really emotional ones and these were the really guarded action ones, and now they've switched sides, and so they're in uncharted territory, but they're both getting their wish come true because they've been brave enough to step into areas that they previously haven't been comfortable in, and now they're stepping into these braver shoes, shall we say. They're not, this is beautiful because it's the Compass card, and that's saying that you are moving in the right direction. You are following your true north now. Look at that. I love that. Now this is saying that it's like, so far things have been going against you, and I'd say that came out with the full moon, but then it's like stay determined, because your dreams are coming true, and that's followed by the Star card. And this, then, you know, who wouldn't want that card? Look at that. The Phoenix is rising, and this is the rebirth. This is Judgment card, but it's also the rebirth after Pluto, and that follows with the Death card here. You know, death often being referred to in some decks as the transformation card, and this is it. It's, you know, letting things go and surrendering, putting your guard down and moving into, you know, your passion and your fire and your true form against all odds, following your true north. And I think this is a really good example, because it's when you do that, you don't step into your true skin and just go, oh yay, I'm just going to be who I should have been all along, and I instantly know how to do that. No, you have to be brave enough to step into younger shoes and learn how to do it. And I'd say there will be a fair bit of communication going on here. And it's nervous communication. Look at that. It's so cute. That's so cute. I love that. So I'd say the end of September, while possibly being a little bit scary for you air signs, I think you'll find it, you know, that exciting twitter that birds get in spring, where they chatter between each other, and it's like that. Too many. Once you get past that nervous, this nervous energy, and you start clearing out and going with the flow, they start off a bit nervous, like it's very tentative, but then once they forget who society told them they should be, or how they should act, or whatever, they just chatter. It's like this real excitement and chatter. Yeah, and that hang on a second. I think there's a warning coming here. I'm pretty sure we've got a warning coming. What happens when quite often when you step out of, yep. When you step out of who you've been as far as the mask goes, and you have this death of the facade, the skin you've been wearing that was society's skin, not yours, and you go back and you rebalance, and you realize that abundance has always been there, and that you've been living in fear, and you decide to work on being brave and being who you always were supposed to be, who you always were, that you'd forgotten you were. And then you realize that you don't have to be one or the other. You can be both. You can have both qualities. You don't have to only have, you don't have to be really masculine or really feminine. You can have both, and it's healthier to be both. And you don't have to be, strong all the time. You can be emotional and tender. And you don't have to be guarded all the time. You can be vulnerable and open. And that is the wish, I think, that we all carry. You realize that you're guided, and this is where the warning's coming in, is that things will work against you sometimes. Hello, Barney. How you going, darling? Please don't knock that over, will you? Say hello. This is where the warning's coming in, is that you're working really hard to follow your true north and to rise from the ashes, basically, of the fake, of the phony, the mask, the role that you were playing. When that happens, keep an eye out for the ones who don't want you to do that. There are always people who like you being the way you were because it suited them. It made them feel good. If you were, it's like, let's say your role was the golden child, the good girl or the good boy, who was always, there to support and make the parent be proud, have something to be proud of. And you decided to do something that they didn't agree with, or that didn't fit into how they thought you should be. They will try to tie you back in. They'll hide and they'll catch you, to try and drag you back in. And then if you don't come, they'll isolate you. So just be aware of that. Don't be frightened of it, but just be aware of that. That's what I'm getting from that, because once that happens, you've got the taking a leap of faith card that says that you're going to move on and that you're going to have luck in that moving on. So stick with it, air signs. Don't spend too much time in your head. I know that's your sign, that's your element, all that thinking. But this is very much go with the flow. There's a very flowing energy coming through here, with all these images of flow. So let yourself go into a bit more water energy for the end of this month, and spray some of it on that cat just to piss it off, so that you can just hop along merrily. Okay, love to you all. Please let me know how this goes, because I'm kind of really happy for you. All right, my loves, hugs, and as always, kisses.